right, I'm here with my old friend Oron Kahlon, trying to pronounce that right, from Israel. Comes to Vegas every year for like 10 years in a row. And this guy is dying to fight the UFC. 16-0 as a fighter. I've been a pro for like 10 years. You fought overseas. You want to fight. Tell us right now, why do you think you're ready for the UFC, Oron?
Why?
Yes.
I think I'm complete fighter in the world, you know. I good in movement, stand-up, wrestling, Jiu Jitsu. Everybody is like good, I'm excellent. If you take me like on the ground, I can submit you. If you take me on the wall, I can take you on the ground. If you stand with me, I can knock you out. You know. This is what I do when I'm born, like 2 years old, you know. When I was like 4 years old, I won the championship in Israel, only 4.
And which sport? Wrestling?
No, it's called a survivor. In Hebrew, it's called Isardut.
It's a martial art.
It's martial art, like MMA, but no boxing in the face.
Yeah.
You can do everything, but no boxing to face.
No
Everything.
punching in the face.
Yes, everything. You can kick and punch and judo and wrestling and take him on the ground and submission and kick him on the ground, everything. So when I was 4 years old, I won the tournament and the championship in Israel.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've been training with you, I think, for like 10 years, you and your brother Ba. And I remember when you came, and you really were, at the time, back in 2009, there weren't a lot of fighters, professional fighters, that were really well-rounded, that could fight really good standing up, that threw a lot of kicks, that had really good judo, that had really good wrestling, and it could mix it all together. It wasn't as common back then, and you really were ahead. I mean, you were a technician, you were able to do a lot of things. I mean, you had the kicks, you had the movement, you understood distance, you had judo throws, you had those foot trips that Lyoto Machida was doing, you had those, even back, you still have those. So you really were mixing it together, and that goes because I think your dad was in the Israeli military, your dad was a general, so like you said, he got you exposed to the mixed martial arts very young, so your dad deserves a lot of credit, I guess.
Yes. You know, when my father started training, he started with the karate Kyokushin. And after a couple of years, he fight with the judo guy. And after a couple of seconds, the judo closed the distance and take my father on the ground. And my father said, but I have a black belt in Kyokushin. How will he take me on the ground?
Right.
He go to learn survivor, the mixed martial arts. You can mix Kyokushin with judo. So after a couple of years, he said to me, like, them not punching like on the face. You don't have a boxing, you know. And he go to learn boxing and Muay Thai. And he all the time think like you have to be like a complete fighter.
This is what your father was teaching.
Yes, complete fighter. You need to be good everywhere, you know. Because if your body want to kickbox with you, you can kickbox with them.
Right.
Boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, judo, on the ground. Because that all the time he take me to the school, like he tell me, if you want to be a good boxer, you don't go to box with the karate fighter. You need to go to school to boxing. If you want to be good in judo, go to school to judo. If you beat them in judo and beat them in boxing, you can be a good fighter.
So he didn't want you practicing judo or boxing with people that weren't good. He wanted you to say, let's find the people that are best in our city, in our state, and let's train with them.
Yes, because he said if you be with the boxer professional or judoka professional, and this is only the discipline, you can be good.
Right.
And like this all the time. My father, you know, when the capoeira is coming out, because the movie, The Only Survivor, you know the movie?
No.
So when the movie is gone out, my father see the movie and tell me, you need to learn this martial art, capoeira. I said, why? It's dancing, you know.
Yeah.
He said, tell me you should to know this martial art. It's good for you, for explosive, for movement, for timing, for acrobat. And we searched capoeira in Israel, and each at a time, nobody teach capoeira in Israel. And after a couple of years, some teacher teach capoeira in the middle in Israel, Tel Aviv. And I have to drive all the time from the north Israel to middle, all four times a week to learn capoeira.
Now, Ito, who is very famous for his movement training, he's worked with Conor McGregor. We've seen a lot of the videos with Conor. You and Ito are friends.
Yes.
And have you guys trained a lot of capoeira and
Yeah,
movement training together over the years?
Ido and me, we training capoeira with the same teacher. So we're training a lot together, and we have the same teacher, the capoeira.
Yeah.
My name, the teacher is Idan Harari. He's the best coach I ever see.
You're pretty amazing. I mean, I remember again, you're sort of a pioneer where a lot of us hadn't seen a lot of the movement training that you do. We hadn't seen that. I mean, you know, you did the kind of drills you were doing and warming up. A lot of us here in Vegas hadn't seen it that much. Maybe we saw the Brazilians doing it a little, but we didn't see. When you were coming over from Israel, and I was like, wow, this guy's got some cool drills. Show people your logo. You've got a logo now and everything too, I guess. You gave me a shirt earlier. I just want to show you. This is to symbolize that movement training that you're talking about. So you have met Conor, right? You met Conor. Tell us about meeting Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Ito was here in Vegas one night. You met Conor.
It was, I think, before 3 years old. 3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
We living together, me and you. Yeah. And the Fremont.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
So
I remember all the gear, all the boxing and Muay Thai
Yes.
gear you and Ba had.
Yeah. So I think it's Conor Diaz too, right?
Yeah.
Conor Diaz too. And he do come into Vegas with Conor to training.
You're a big Conor fan. You like him a lot.
Yes, I meet Conor and we talk in a couple minutes on my level, or what I do here, what I want to do in the future. In the back of the day, he tell me why I'm not in the UFC. You know, because I'm training with them. He said, you're good. Why? I said, maybe in the future, you know.
Now you've been trying. I mean, every time I see you, you're always begging. You want to be in the UFC so bad, and different people have tried to get you in the UFC. Where is everything right now trying to get you in the UFC? How are you? What are your thoughts on that? You want to get in there so bad, but you were telling me earlier that that's the only thing you want to do now is fight in the UFC. You don't really care about fighting for anybody else too much.
You know, I fight in the big arena in all Europe. I fight in Bellator. You know, I win in Bellator in a flying triangle. So only me and 2 fighters in history do that. So if I not was good enough, I don't talk with you or with another people about the UFC, because I think everybody know inside if it's good or not. So I believe I'm great, not good, and I believe I can be the champion in the UFC. Not like a normal fighter in the UFC. I can be the champion in 135. I don't say that because now, because the interview, because I'm training with fighters in the UFC, and I fight with them in the training. It's still training. It's still training fight, but I can see I'm better.
You can see your level because you've been able to train with a lot of really good professional fighters.
It's like, you know, if somebody
And UFC fighters.
yes, like if I fight with somebody in the UFC, he trained maybe 10 years. So 10 years, it's nothing for me. I'm training like 12 years. No, I'm training when I was when I started the war.
Yeah.
So
So you've been training. You're 32. You've been training close to 25, 30 years.
yes, so the level I'm be it's here, and here is here because I'm training in 10 years, but it's in the UFC. But I'm here. I'm not in the UFC. See, it's different. When I fight with them all the time, them tell me, show me how to do that, show me how to, you know.
What do you think is preventing you from being in the UFC? Because do you think it's just the level of competition? Some people might question the level of competition and say, hey, you haven't fought the really good fighters, or what do you think is preventing you so far from being in the UFC?
The last time we talked in the UFC, them said I need to fix all my record, because in Israel, when you fight in Israel, in Europe, on the Middle East, they not search the record, the share dog or topology or something like this, because it's not nobody care about the record in the Middle East. I don't know. I need to put my record in the upstream. So after
There are a bunch of steps that have to be followed and regulations for those fights to actually count as professional. And in the Middle East, they're not like America, where they just document everything and everything is super regulated. And they don't go through all of the official procedures the way that we do here.
yes, so because the UFC tell me I need to prove all my fight and put all my fight in the share dog or topology. I take all my video from the fight and say I send the share dog, I send the topology, them see all my fight, and put my record on the website. So after I send it to UFC, and them said okay, it's good record, it's good, it's enough, but we want to see you beat the tough fighter. And I go to fight in Russia, and and I beat in Russia a couple guys from Dagestan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, and after that them tell me I need one more fight with a tough fighter, and if I won the fight, I will be in the UFC. This is what Sean tell me.
So you're hoping you can get a fight with someone that's really, really, really tough, a good professional with a lot of fights, who's fought really tough competition, and you think if you beat that person that you'll have a chance to go into the UFC and compete at 135, even though you've been fighting at 155 and then 145 pounds. But you believe if you have one big win over a really tough opponent, that could catapult you and put you in the UFC.
Yes, I believe it, because if you see all the last my fight, the whole fighter it was good. They have a good record, but if you see I beat him easily, so maybe they can see like maybe it's look easy, so maybe because that they want to see me with the tough fighter. But I think it don't matter.
Now, which UFC fighters do you admire the most and why? Which fighters do you admire the most and why?
Like what?
For their style, for the way that they fight, for their character, for the way that they carry themselves.
Who is the fighter I like in the UFC?
Yeah, which fighters do you admire the most? Yeah.
John Jones.
And why?
I think he's the greatest martial art in MMA. You know, he take all the fighter in when he's good. I think he's the best martial art in the UFC. You know, it's very good martial art. Creative, its movement is good, distance is good, wrestling. I really believe he's the best fighter in the UFC, the pound for pound.
How many black belts do you have? judo,
Five.
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Okay. For judo.
5, and I have a contra mestre in capoeira, so it's 6. It's like a belt, but it's like 6.
Yeah.
Judo, karate, survivor, Kahlon MMA, BJJ, and capoeira.
You got your BJJ black belt last year, right?
Yes, with under Robert Eisner. And under Robert Eisner is the best coach in jiu-jitsu.
And so you got your buddy here. This is Ba, your brother, and that's been your best training partner for many years, right?
Yes.
What is it like to have a brother that's also a fighter? And what is Ba's record?
7-0.
7-0. What's it like? How valuable is that to have a brother that you always have a training partner no matter what? You take him everywhere.
Yeah, it's extra because he is a good level, and I think nobody here it's a level like them and on the stand-up or movement or and when you work with somebody care about you, like care, not scared, care about you, so you can training comfortable, you can do everything, you don't care if you enjoy or something like this because you know each other.
So he's very respectful. You can practice a lot of different things with him because you don't have the egos involved.
Yes,
He cares about you, so he gives you the training that you need, but not bring the ego to the training.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Now-
Because when you fight with the ego on the training, you lose in the fight. Because you let your emotion control you. All the time when you fight, you need to put the emotion outside. When you fight, you need like if you have like 5 things in your mind, like wife, friends, family, money, woman, I don't know, legacy, I don't know why. You need like dissipate everything and think only one thing in your mind. You need to think only yourself, not opponent, not what the fans said, what the family say. You need to think only on yourself. So it's very different.
What has fighting taught you about yourself?
Like what?
What have you learned about yourself, your own identity, through fighting? What has fighting taught you about yourself?
Like style or?
No, just as a person. So like some people might say that fighting has given them the confidence, or it's taught them how much they can push through things.
I'm not fight for confidence. I'm not fight for to defend myself. I fight because I love to fight. I'm not fight for money. I fight because I love to fight. This is what I do when I'm born. So I like the fight. I like the emotion. I like the feel when you beat somebody. When you win the fighter, like with technique, with movement. It's like very good feeling when you beat somebody, but not like a predator. You beat them like a technical fighter, like a shachmat.
Oron, where can people out there find you online? Where can they find you? Your Facebook, your Instagram?
You can find me on the Instagram, Oron Kahlon, or Facebook Oron Kahlon. That's it.
Oron Kahlon, can you spell the name?
Like what?
Oron, your name.
O-R-O-N.
K-A-H.
K-A-H-L-O-N.
L-O-N. Oron Kahlon.
Yes.
Oron, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best of luck. We hope to
Just
see
again.
you for sure in UFC.
And if Mr. Sean Shelby or Mr. Dana White watching this video, I need only one chance. Only one chance, not four, one. If you give me one chance, you can see who I am, and I promise you, I will be the next ultimate fighter. 135, 145, one chance.